Hey, what's up YouTube? My name is Lance. I'm back with another video, and today's video is going to be a Desmo masterclass, and shout out to Rev PvP, he gave me the idea for this. I hope you guys enjoy or learn something new. If you do, please don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you never miss an upload. But before we get into today's video, let's have a quick word with today's sponsor. The sponsor of today's video is Havoc. Havoc is an unofficial, no-wipe server that started March 1st. If you're looking for a server to play with your friends, Havoc is an 8-man, no ally, 15x harvesting with boosted breeding. They also have a 3-day PvP break event once a month with events like the Coliseum. They also feature all maps and a 50x beginner server. If you're looking for a fun server to play with your friends, I highly recommend you checking out Havoc. And any questions, the link for the server will be in the description down below. But with that being said, let's get right back into the video.
I get green like the Hawk, no Atlanta. Right after they check out my lines like a scanner. Got your bitch on my dick, I can't stand her. Hit now, she thinks she all that like Amanda. Yeah, you know I ball like Evander, and she call me daddy like I'm Danny Tanner. That pussy pink like she fight cancer. I let that bitch get me top on the camera. Went down south on me like Alabama. I came in, I made that bitch step like the Gamma.
Alright, so in my opinion, the Desmodus is one of the most broken and versatile flyers that Ark has ever added to the game. They can be used in almost any situation, and they're starting to become one of my favorite PvP teams. But let's start with the basics. The most ideal situation to use a Desmodus is whenever you're able to dive down on your opponents and pick them, or whenever you're in a group PvP situation and you need to pick someone and hold them for a little bit. So let me explain. The best situation to be is next to your turrets where you can pick them and quickly drop them into your turrets, or like a Gig of Mal. Another situation Desmodus is super useful is when you pick someone and you have a Lightning Wyvern Rider next to you, because you could either hold them while he beams or quickly drop them, and the majority of the time they'll have a whip out trying to get out of the bat and they won't be able to net the Wyvern. When in early game PvP, the Desmodus has to be one of my favorite teams because you can pick people and drop them very quickly to fall damage, and you can use weapons while riding them. In this clip, I had picked the original guy and did some damage to him, and I thought I dropped him and killed him to fall damage, but I seen him running in the bushes. So another ability that the Desmodus has is you could do like a screech with the bat, and it'll let you know where they're at like a parasaur. So it's like a mobile parasaur you can use anywhere, and it's really good for people that are hiding in bushes so you can find them and kill them. Another ability that the Desmodus has that makes it one of my favorites is you can go invisible at nighttime. Not only is it extremely hard to see at night, but now you have a flying tame that can go invisible, making it even harder. A lot of times people won't even notice you, and it makes it really nice for getting sneak attacks on people when they're not paying attention. For this clip, I seen a suitor going down to our fob while we were still trying to build it, so I picked him and instantly pulled out my whip. I started whipping him so that way it would drop his whip, but he had a Fabby out first, and it ended up whipping the Fabby out of his hand. I told them to lower the bubble so I could drop the suitor, and as soon as they did, I was able to swoop down and drop him, killing him to turrets. I've made a few videos going over Desmo tips, but I wanted to make an entire video dedicated to just this one dino. And so if you didn't know, you can use weapons while you ride a Desmo, but you have to be angled straight up so that way you can look down at them. If you're flat, you won't be able to see them, but it's really OP because if you pick them and whip their whip out of their hand, it's extremely hard to get out even if you have a harpoon launcher because of how thin the bat is. Once you've whipped their whip, if you just spin around in circles, it's extremely hard to hit them with the harpoon launcher because not only are you so close, but the angle that you see the bat makes it a super thin target to hit, and while you're moving quickly, it's almost impossible to hit. Another situation where they can be really useful early game is if it's a cave that you're not normally allowed to have flyers in. This makes it super OP for early game because you can swoop into caves and break outlets like I do in this clip, or you can fly past people's walls and get to the back of their cave to put down sleeping bags. So in this clip, I had already orbital camped and seen where their outlet is, and I switched to some new flak and flew in and tried to bite the outlet box. As soon as I bit the outlet box, we were able to drop all the turrets that were powered and break everything else that was inside the cave, making it an easy meat run. Where the Desmodus really starts to become OP is when you use it with rocket running. They already have an insane amount of HP, and tappies can't really be flown in most caves, so this becomes like a tappy with rockets that you can repeatedly shoot at the wall. It's also really good with tech grenade launchers because you can get more grenades off than rockets, and it does more damage depending on the type of grenade launcher you have. But as you can see, he's able to fly straight into the cave and shoot a rocket off the back, hitting the generator without even having to hop off. A meta that I try to use every time that I'm on a Desmo is the Shadowmane buff that gives you way more movement speed on flyers. The reason why is because you can pick people and drop them into turrets way quicker than they can whip out. Another strat that's really good to use with the Desmodus is the Shadowmane buff because you fly way faster, and whenever you go to pick someone, you can dive so quickly that sometimes they don't even have time to react before they're already in turret range. I was talking about this in the beginning of the clip. You don't only have to bring people to turrets. If you have a Giga right next to whoever is trying to push you, it's very easy to just pick them off their tame and then bring it right to the Giga's mouth. I do the same thing in this clip, but instead of using a Giga, I used a lightning wyvern that was chilling on the ground right there. I had one of my friends ride it and just beam as soon as I dropped people in front of him. When you start combining all three things together, like diving downwards, being invisible, and the Shadowmane buff, it's extremely easy to kit people whenever they're fobbing on you. If you're extremely high in the air and you're trying to PvP someone, I really recommend picking them and then instantly pulling out a whip and starting to whip theirs out of their hand. At this point, you can either continue whipping and try to whip their harpoon launcher out of their hand as well, but I like to pull out the flamethrower to get some easy damage on them while they're falling to the ground if they do net. And then all you gotta do is just flame them again because they can't pop any med brews in the air. It makes it an easy kill. Desmoduses also have an ability you can turn on called Lifesteal, and it does the siphon effect like a blood wyvern does, where it does damage to the opponent and heals your tame at the same time. When you add that damage over time effect with the flamethrower, it makes killing people super easy. That's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed or learned something new. If you did, please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. I've done similar videos like this with explained PvP, but I want to start doing an entire video dedicated to specific dinos. If you'd like to see that, make sure to leave a comment down below, and I'll see you in the next one.
4G's on the G. I trap into the bloody bottles is on the G. Cause I